I'm starting to understand that the greatest thing you could be pursuing in life, the greatest life hack, the thing that will lead to the most progress, to the most questions being answered, to the most rewarding feelings in your life. And doing this thing will make it feel like you're living life on easy mode. And it will silence a lot of the noise in your life, a lot of the doubt, and answers will start to become visible very easily. That thing is to be bored. And this sounds odd, and it's not something you usually hear about in this day and age where we're taught to do more, be more, acquire more, get more. We're always busy. If you're waiting at the shops to buy your groceries, you can pull out your phone, answer emails, make posts, call someone up. You can always be hustling and always being productive because you don't want to waste a second. And then you get to the till, pay for your groceries, and straight after you're back on your phone, or maybe it's on your phone whilst you're at the grocery till. We have been raised to be so afraid of boredom. And I was always like this. Boredom was the enemy, and I always had to be productive. So what that led to is just doing pointless tasks, running around on a hamster wheel, just so you feel like at least you're moving. Well, in recent years, the greatest gift I ever learned was that boredom is okay. And actually, boredom is a gift. Boredom is one of the greatest things we can pursue in this day and age. Maybe 1,000 years ago, this advice was redundant. But now, if I had to give someone some life advice, I'd just say it's okay being bored. Boredom's good. Seek boredom. And I'll explain exactly how it works and exactly how it can help you and exactly how you can be okay with being bored. It is the greatest life hack. And you'll start to notice after a week of being bored or a few days of being bored, you'll get that a bit self-righteousness, like, oh, I'm good. I'm better than everyone else. And you start to feel better. You start to be way more in tune with the world, way more aware of things, way more in tune with the questions you've been asking so you can actually find the answers, way more in tune with your purpose. And it is ultimately the greatest life hack, to be bored. So welcome back to day 26 of 100 Stoic School with the author of the Everyday Stoic. Stoicism is the guide to the good life. It's been described by historians as the guide to the good life, and I am here to share that guide with you in a way that makes sense and is practical so you can incorporate it into your life. Today's episode is powered by Huel. Let's jump into the episode. So number one, with being bored. Imagine you go through life asking yourself so many questions. Who do I want to be? What do I want to do? What should I do? What should I do about this situation? Should I stay in this relationship? Should I get a new job? Should I pursue a new career? What does my future look like? And we answer these questions all the time and they weigh us down. A huge emotional baggage that weigh us all down. But one thing we never do is actually give ourselves time to answer these questions, because we're in our busy lives, we're at work, we're with friends, we're at the cinema, we're at the gym, and then we get home, we have 2 hours. And instead of answering these questions we've been asking our whole life, we pull out our phone and we scroll TikTok, we scroll Instagram, we scroll social media. And I know a lot of people say, well, I need a break. This is self-care. Self-care is being bored and getting the answers. So I'll tell you something that happened with me when I said boredom is okay. It was hard. I kept thinking like, oh no, I need to do this, I'd just sit there and say boredom's okay. There's no goal. There's no direction. There's no aim. I'm just going to sit here and be bored. It's okay. And after a few minutes, your mind starts to do this thing where it starts looking for things to do because your mind wants to be active. So when you sit there bored and don't give it an outlet, it'll start to look for these answers for you. It'll start to, you've been asking yourself all day, what should I do about my job? What should I do about my job? And then bam, your mind puts you in the correct mind frame, and you start thinking about this job and you start getting the answers. And in no time, this question has been on your mind for years is answered in one evening or a few minutes. And this works with every single question that you ask yourself. If you just sit there and be bored, your mind will start to answer these things. And it's the same with creativity. If you're a video editor and you want to make cool videos, I'm a video editor. I've been editing videos since I was 12 and I'm 28. It's been my whole life has been video editing. And you want to edit cool videos, but what you do is you feel that little bit of resistance. You're like, I don't really have the ideas. So you pull out your phone, scroll TikTok, scroll Instagram, scroll YouTube. And what that does is you've given your brain an avenue to go down. So your brain was in mid-ground looking for answers, and you was trying to get it to go down the creative route to edit this video. But instead, you gave it an outlet. Go down TikTok, go down Instagram. And all the energy that was potential to be creative, potential to do great things, potential to be genius, you put it into something that anyone can do, and everyone does. But if you just sat there awkwardly for a bit, going, it's okay to be bored, your brain would have been searching, scrambling for answers and gone, maybe if I do a video like this, with this song, with this theme, and then you try it out and go, this has legs. And then you sit there a bit bored again and go, this is how I can improve it and improve it and improve it. So stop pushing your brain down the wrong path. And I'm not saying, you can go on TikTok and Instagram. I do a lot of stuff on Instagram. I post a lot of videos, post a lot of pictures. I post a lot of advice. I answer a lot of questions on Instagram. So I'm not saying these things are inherently bad. I'm just saying, give yourself time to be bored and for time for your brain to seek the answers. Another thing is that, as Bruce Lee said, hack away at the unessential. The closer to the source, the less wastage there is. Less is more in this life. And maybe back thousands of years ago, less wasn't more. Maybe the pursuit of getting things led to you being in a greater standing in life. But now, when everyone's got access to the world at their fingertips, less really is more. You start to get rid of all these things because you're trying to fix your boredom by playing this game, by scrolling this, by listening to this, by watching that. And you see these people that have the phone, their iPad, they have Netflix, they're eating, they're doing all this like that Homer Simpson. And your mind becomes weighed down with all these things that they do attach to you somehow. That game, even when you stop playing it, is attached to your brain somehow. The reels that you see attached to your brain, the news attached to your brain, everything is all just clinging to you and holding you back. And you're adding so much stuff, so much things that your brain becomes fogged and it's hard to think. And you get this brain fog and you can't think clearly and you don't know what to do. So you go back to scrolling more because you don't know what to do. Just be bored. Be bored. You don't need an answer. Just be bored. And the fog will start to dissipate. And this is what I said at the start. It's like, you do feel like you're on that thing from Limitless, the Limitless pill, where your brain's working 10 times better than before. It's like the fog's just dissipated. Because all these things that were clouding you, murkying the waters in your mind, they're gone. And then you can start to think. Because what people do is they go, I don't have an answer, I don't have a direction now, so I'm just going to scroll Instagram and wait till I get it. Just sit there and be bored and the answers will come. It really is the greatest advantage in life, to be bored. And it's the easiest one. A quick word from our sponsor, Huel. I really like Huel. When I was writing my book, I was using Huel to power me through every single day. When I had my daily greens, when I had my meals, when I had my shakes, it stopped me from going to the shop, buying a load of rubbish, buying a load of unhealthy food, wasting loads of money. And these things do add up. Those quick journeys to the shop every day, the money adds up, the unhealthy foods add up, the wasted time adds up. So if I ever get those cravings, I grab a Huel and it fills my cravings. I feel good, it tastes delicious, it's quick and easy. And if you have any interest in the Huel products, then check the link in the description. Let's get back to the episode. The way the Stoics ultimately did this is the concept of being present. So my way of doing it is to say, be bored. Boredom is okay. Boredom is okay. When you start to feel boredom, say, boredom is okay. Boredom is okay. Don't reach for anything. Boredom is okay. Boredom is okay. Get through that awkwardness and you'll start to find the answers. You'll start to find the calm. When the Stoics said, be present, the present is all that we have. We don't have the past. We don't have the future. We don't have anything except this internal works. This is the only thing we own. This is the only thing that is ours. And even that is on borrowed time. Eventually, we have to give it back to the earth. We have to give it back to the gods. We have to give it back to God or nature. As the Stoics say, Zeus. Just be present in the moment, and you'll start to notice the beauty around you. Because when you are in the line at the till, or you're waiting for your bus, and you're just looking down at your phone, you don't see the beauty of the world. You see your phone. And yes, sometimes you can see cool stuff on your phone, but most of the time it's rubbish. After a while, 10 minutes of scrolling, you've seen everything that's good to scroll, and everything else is just pointless. And you know it. You have that feeling where you're just doing pointless stuff, wasting your time. But if you just go, put your phone away and say, I'll just be bored sitting in this line. You start to look around and you're like, whoa, look where I actually am. Look at all the people helping each other. I did this on the bus, and I remember thinking there was a kid talking about dinosaurs. I thought it was cool. There was an old elderly couple. She was asleep on her husband's shoulder, and I thought, how sweet. A really tall guy got on the bus, and I was like, geez, he's so tall. Like, just little quirks of life that you start to notice, and you start to pick up on all these things, and you start to see the beauty in every little thing, because you're no longer distracting yourself with your phone. So boredom is the gift. You must seek boredom by saying, boredom is okay, and I will live in the present. So if you listen to this right now, be present right now. Just feel this moment. Don't feel like you need to pull out your phone and do anything else. Just be bored. And at the end of this episode, when this episode ends, I want you to stop the music and just be bored for 10 minutes. See if you can do that 10 minutes being bored. And I'd love to know how that goes. Just be bored. See if you can do it. It sounds ridiculous. I'll challenge you, and I bet most of you can't do it. Be bored for 10 minutes. Don't pull out anything. Don't do anything productive. Just be bored for 10 minutes. And that is it for day 26 of 100 Stoic School. If you want to support what I'm doing, please consider subscribing, giving me a follow, hit that notification bell, or share this. And more importantly, if you really want to help, share Stoic School with a friend or family member that you want to help. And my book, The Everyday Stoic, was number 12 in morality and ethics on Amazon, which was quite an achievement for me. Maybe one day we can get to number 1 overall, and we'll be sharing Stoicism with everyone, which will be, I think, lead to a better world. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day.